up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's going on, y'all? We down here, honey. We are down here. We was jammed to Beyonce this morning, Ashanti this morning. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and let me know that you stopped by, honey. We down here, girl. The sun is directly in the diva's face. I got to see where she was going, honey. Yes. So we're down here to talk about nothing. We don't have anything to talk about. I was going to go to Starbucks, but I was like, I don't feel like it this morning. Yeah. I just fell in love. I just quit my job. So damn hard. Yes, come on. We down here. Okay, we down here, honey. Yeah. So let's talk about what is going on the blog.
I sponsor the blog. Let me tell you something.
It's a wonderful day. The sun is shining. I need to clean my glasses. Ooh. Like somebody was. So what are we? Oh, let's see. I really love energy. I love energy. I wish that was done correctly. I really wish that was done correctly. Because the break my soul, it was good. But they didn't do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And then I was reading about Irv Gotti. I saw all that news about him. Angela's leaving the Breakfast Club. We heard that yesterday. I've been saying Angela act like somebody had passed her a ransom note when she was reading the they had nobody. Like, they need to get little Mo, somebody with a personality and charisma. Angela, you don't have no charisma. That's what it is. Angela, you don't have no charisma. Angela, you was, no shade, but Angela, you was probably given something, I don't know, probably given a chance, not based on much. You know what I mean? And then just worked her way up, And that's how it works, people, you got to know people, you get in where you need to fit in, and then you just move your way up. So I guess she's going someplace else to be dry, someplace else. Cause her ass be dry. Like, she don't even really care about, she's not even acting like it's a mess. Like, girl, like, I guess if it's gossip. And let me tell you something. Another thing that I noticed about the Breakfast Club, they've been on for over 10 years and haven't changed any of their promo shots. None of their shots. Their shots that their thumbnails, the shots where it's time for Donkey of the Day, the shots of Angela when she's time for the rumor report, that old ass picture of her, those pictures are 10 years old. And I was like, why haven't they ever taken new shots for their show? Never, ever. I'm like, is it not in the budget? I can't imagine it not being in the budget. Why didn't y'all ever take new pictures? So if they get another woman in there, it would be actually great to get a guy in there to do the gossip. A gay dude. That would actually be pretty cool. Can you imagine Envy and Charlemagne with a gay dude? Girl, they wouldn't know how to act. They'd be all in his business, asking him super personal questions, wanting to know who he's screwing. I could see it now. But I think it would be cool to have just somebody on there with a little bit of charisma and personality. What's her name didn't have that to me. Not to me. Angela was always dry. So, good luck to that lady. Good luck to that lady, honey. Let's go to the blogs because I have some stuff saved. All right, let's go. The crows are out, honey. There's a lot of news. Okay, let's start from the bottom here. I saved a lot of stuff. Okay, the last time we talked. Okay. It says Nicole Linton, charged with murder, gross vehicular manslaughter in Windsor Hills crash, faces 90 years in the slammer if convicted. Cried after bail was denied. No real story here. Let me go to the Jasmine brand because I think the Jasmine brand reported a little more on that. The Neighborhood Talk just posted the woman crying and didn't have any other story behind it. Here it goes right here on the Jasmine brand. It says Nicole Linton, the accused driver in the catastrophic collision that killed 6 people, including a pregnant mother, was charged with murder on Monday. The former ICU nurse is charged with 6 counts of murder, 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence. According to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, Linton is facing 90 years in prison if convicted. Although prior reports claim that Nicole Linton was inebriated at the time of the deadly incident. George Gasson has disputed such claims. So she wasn't drunk. Like everybody's like thinking like, okay, what could be the most logical reason to drive that fast down La Brea? Like, why are you driving that fast? The only logical reason, and then somebody got on the news and was like, oh, she was drinking with her friends and got into an argument with her boyfriend. We don't know any of that story. We don't know if it's true. It was just some random person on the street dressed like they were about to rob a bank and somebody got a news clip from them. So that was the story at first. We probably not, that person probably didn't even know her and was just, being interviewed by the news, right? It says, following Linton's crash in Los Angeles neighborhood of Windsor Hills, a woman claiming to be the suspect's friend informed a local TV station that Linton had been drinking and arguing with her partner before the incident. Gasson stated, there's no proof to back up these assertions. I know that some of you spoke to a woman that allegedly had been drinking together. The CHP is working to identify this person, but we don't have any further information. Nicole Linton has also allegedly been involved in 13 car accidents prior to the fatal Los Angeles car wreck. 13 accidents, 13 crashes. Ironically, it's 13, and on the 14th one, you killed a bunch of people. Girl, she shouldn't even have her driver's license. She should have her driver's license revoked. She should never be allowed to drive under any circumstances at all. Too many. You're negligent. What are you doing? How come you've crashed so many times? Are you not paying attention? Are you on your phone? Why are you driving that fast? I need to know, and I'm glad she lived. I'm so glad she lived so that I want to know, like, it was my family in those cars. I want to know why you were driving so fast. And every single time that when they get a hold of the 13 car crashes, they're gonna really you're not allowed to drive. You shouldn't be allowed to drive. You shouldn't be allowed to drive. Somebody said, good luck finding that lady. She got her 5 seconds of TV time and was out. Right. Girl, it's a mess. So I can't wait to get into the story so we can hear why she was driving that fast. That's what I want to know. Why she was driving that fast. All right, let's see. Okay, so that was from the Jasmine brand. Okay, so the thing with Irv Gotti, it's so much stuff going, but Irv Gotti got on Drink Champs and basically said, I talked about it very shortly. I called him a dog and a pig, a pog. But, it really, I'm just so annoyed that this guy, after all these years, came, shared this story. And that's something that he really should have kept to himself. But then, like, the fact that not only was he married at the time, but of course, everyone is going to jump over the fact of that and then go after Ashanti like, oh my God, you were messing with a married man. You should have known better. I'm seeing all of that, right? And I'm like, why would he say something like that to turn all of these people, towards her and give her all of this unwanted attention. And it's like, it just goes into the story of, we always say that these guys get online and they become these creatures that run around terrorizing women. And when you hear their origin story, it's about some woman, one woman who has rejected them, whether she rejected them after being with them for a certain amount of time, or she just never gave him any time of day. But he has now made every woman after this woman suffer because this woman not did him wrong, just rejected him, just didn't give him what he felt he was entitled to. And then you wait for 20 years to come out and say that you were feeling a certain kind of way when she moved on. Even though it's the audacity, it's the entitlement, it's the selfishness, even though you were married at the time. And he knows that he could say he was married at the time and he was messing with Ashanti. And what are you going to do? You're going to go directly to, she was messing with the married man. No. You have to remember, he's so much older than her. She was 19, 20. Same age Khalees was when she was, looked like being groomed and signed a fucked up record deal. Ashanti has a similar story. And that's one of the reasons why I love that the internet gave Black women, especially rappers, especially Black women rappers, an outlet, and it released the hold that men had on the industry, where they would use their privilege as men and exploit women, and then get with women and tell them you're going to get this and you're going to get this, and have romantic relationships with their artists. And it's almost like that they get into those positions in order to do that, in order to say, but see, you couldn't deny this girl's songwriting talent. You could not deny that. Her voice is okay. I'm not, I like Ashanti. She's not, whatever. It's debatable, subjective, or whatever. But you cannot deny her songwriting skills. You cannot deny her. So you couldn't really use her and throw her away like they did Tierra Marie. Like, all these girls have stories. And it's because these men were gatekeeping the industry. And the only way you could get through was, I guess, twisting around on their dicks is the only way you could get past it. And the internet has made a way where these women do not need these men. Like, when you look back at Love and Hip Hop and you think about Cardi B and DJ Self and how he was positioning himself with her and how it looked like he was trying to get with her at times and kind of push up on her, she's so lucky to have gotten away from him, because there's no telling, she would be like a Mariah Lynn or some shit, down there with fucking pigtails, with her butt hanging out of pajamas, chasing after a nigga who done told her he was gonna put her on rich dollars. How many of these women have been mistreated by these men, and then these men 20 years later, 30 years later, coming out talking about her? Ja Rule, her brother, sat there. That's what I'm saying. You can't even say, what if it was your sister? What if it was your niece? Just like the lady in Philly who was a victim of, every 5.5 hours, a Black woman is killed by a Black man. And this woman, her cousin, gets on TV to give the man who murdered his cousin grace. So you can't even say, like, what if it was your cousin? What if it was your sister? What? Because they don't care. And they sit on Drink Champs. And Ja Rule got his little gremlin looking ass and turned around and said, I haven't heard this story before. What? You should have said, bro, don't do that. Let's tell another story. Period. But what's crazy is you guys can't even, men will not hold each other accountable because other men, when it's, look, I say this all the time and I'm going to say it again. These men have a code of ethics when it comes to how they relate to women, especially when they're mistreating women. They follow a code. Even Fat Joe, in his defense of Ashanti, gave a disclaimer at the end of his message. Listen to him.
With Ashanti is 20 years old, right? And so I know he was making some points that mean a lot to him, his heart and soul. But when you keep ranting about somebody 20 years later, it felt like he's not over the young lady, right? And so also we didn't know that they was fucking, right? Because the whole time I'm there. What's Love, Big Pun Record, on tour. I've never seen them together like that. Now I'm not saying they wasn't. They was. Or there was rumors they was. I never seen it. But I don't need to know.
Right.
I don't need to know. Right? Now it's okay if it's on a documentary, you gotta say your truth for your documentary. But to go to Drink Champs and keep calling her a bitch, keep disrespecting, guys, I'm not gonna be the one, I'm not the guy, to stand up for the brother that I'm not. The Ja Rule was standing right next to him.
I'm not the guy to stand up. You see, he was like trying to figure out how to word that. Basically, please don't come after me because I'm holding a man accountable because he's speaking about a woman in a disparaging way over something that happened over 20 years ago. I'm holding you accountable by saying, bro, that was unnecessary for you to do. But I'm not the type that'll stand up for, because her brother was there. Ja Rule was there. So you see how he kind of left a disclaimer to let you know, I'm still a bro. I'm not defending her too much. I'm just saying. And then Irv Gotti comes out and says that Fat Joe is not his friend. He's not his friend. He's not his boy. You know why they're not friends anymore? Because you motherfucker held me accountable. And you know goddamn well when we get on public platforms and talk about how we have mistreated women and how we continue to mistreat women, y'all are either supposed to applaud and nod or shut the fuck up. And when you hold a man accountable, his community turns against him. And that's why things won't change. Because men, when they're the good guy, they're too silent. They're too low. The volume is, I'm the good guy. I'm the good guy. I'm the good guy. But they're not holding the bad guys accountable because they know they will get turned on. The spider's falling out the tree, honey. You won't be able to pitch a tent in my car, girl. Shoot. Anyway. Yeah. And it's like after 20 years, and then somebody holds you accountable, and then you turn around and say, they're not your friend. We're not cool. We're not cool.
Whatever.
Because he held them accountable. Hold on, let me see if I could find the other post where he said him and we're not cool. Here we go.
Just felt me telling my story would give people more insight of who I am as a person.
Yeah, you're a pig.
How I came up. And
dirt ball.
If I can inspire a few young executives to do it, that's all great too. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt the timing of it all was correct. Expected.
Speaking of that, one of your longtime friends yesterday goes by the name of Fat Joe. He called you a sucker for talking about all this stuff 20 years later. How do you feel about that? I know you saw it.
Yeah, I feel like he fooled me. He's not my friend.
Whoa.
I was fooled. But in life, you get fooled. But you know what?
What? They don't want you to say that?
But in life, forget Joe, because they don't want me to talk about Joe.
Okay,
so I won't talk about Joe. I'll talk about life, right? And in life, everyone goes through friends, people who you thought was your friend. I'm not talking about Joe. Let me talk. So in life, I've had countless friends come and go. But you know what remains consistent and why I get through all of this?
Why?
My family. Because I don't really need friends. You know, I don't really need friends. I'm more than content with going home and spending time with my mom. Like, I'm a weird dude like that. I guess that's weird, right? I'd rather be at home with my mom, laughing and joking, and with my brothers and sisters. It's something that my mother used to say, because I grew up.
I would have asked him. See, the interviewer, he didn't even give Irv a specific. He says, Joe, with all that stuff. You got to listen to what people say. Joe wasn't talking about all that stuff 20 years later. He said he was talking about Ashanti. So that man who was interviewing Irv should have said, the things that you were saying about Ashanti, Joe said you were blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden, Joe is not your friend. And whoever was in the background with Irv was telling him, don't talk about Joe. Don't now we're not friends because I'm holding you accountable for talking about Ashanti 20 years later on some hurt nigga shit. You on some hurt feeling shit. And this is the story that so many men, their feelings get hurt because they feel entitled to you. You are supposed to want them despite whatever they have going on. And when you no longer want them, now there's a vendetta, and for their whole lives until they get on a platform 20 years later. The story that he shared about Ashanti made no difference in what's going on in music, in hip hop, in nothing. Did you say something like that so that people can tune in to see the love affair between Irv and Ashanti when we're really supposed to be talking about Murder Inc.? Are we going to focus on this weird ass love story where you were a fucking old ass married ass man taking advantage of this young woman whose brain hadn't even finished developing yet? Listen. He's yelling at somebody. He mad at somebody, child. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? So I just felt the timing of it all was correct. Expected.
Speaking of that, one of your longtime friends yesterday goes by the name of Fat Joe. He called you a sucker for talking about all this stuff 20 years later. How do you feel about that? I know you saw it.
Man, I feel like he fooled me. He's not my friend. Whoa. I was fooled. But in life, you get fooled. But you know what?
What?
Let it go, Elsa. Let it go. But let me tell you something. There are so many men who have a story like this. They waiting to get on a platform to tell the story about the girl that they felt entitled to finally was tired of his shit and rejected him. And now I can't wait to get somewhere, have a few drinks, and tell this story about this bitch that rejected me. Fuck Irv Gotti. And you want to inspire, what do you want to inspire young executives to do? Take advantage of young women? Is that what you want to inspire them to do? Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a goddamn break. Who else? Let me see. What else is going on? Y'all tell me what you think about Irv Gotti. And I know y'all know I'm telling the truth because these niggas always have a villain origin story. The time they decided from this point on, and it could be somebody, girl, when you listen to these stories, it could be a girl from junior high school that rejected them. And ever since little Susie rejected him, he's been mistreating girls to women for his whole life because the girls never liked me. The girls never paid attention to me. and they didn't like me. So I went out and I worked hard and I got money so that women can be attracted to me, because I know that women are told that money is a commodity for men. But I don't like women, because in junior high school, Susie and Nancy and Elena and Courtney all rejected me. And now I have money, and now I can treat these bitches the way those girls in junior high school treated me. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And what's wild is you guys don't teach, you don't teach boys how to be rejected. And that's why they get mad and hit girls in the face with skateboards and push girls on subway tracks or shoot women for rejecting them, because you haven't taught them that not everybody wants you just because you're a man. Just because you exist, just because you're breathing, doesn't mean that you're suitable for partnership, doesn't mean a woman is going to want you. It doesn't mean it, just because you exist doesn't mean somebody wants to partner with you. And I think that's people don't want to hear that. A lot of men and women too, girl, just because you exist and you got a pussy and some breasts doesn't mean that you're suitable for partnership. Doesn't mean that you need to be in partnership or someone is going to choose you. Doesn't mean that. A lot of these people, and that's what I've learned watching Kendra G's show. You know, Kendra G has a thing with the singles coming on, and they say, you know, who they are and why they're single and the last time they had sex and why aren't you in a relationship with the last person you have sex with. You know how many people say, because I didn't like that person or they're not worth. How are you laying down with someone unworthy of partnership? Now, I don't care about a one night stand. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. I'm talking about, why are you fucking people that you don't think are worthy for partnership? Oh, I didn't like her. I don't think she really don't have what it takes to be in a relationship. But you was fucking. I realized from watching Kendra G's show that a lot of people, men and women alike, they truly believe that because they exist, they deserve to be in a partnership with someone. It doesn't matter anything. Just because I'm here, I don't have to have nothing going for me, minimum going for me, especially the men. The men really don't have to have much going for them. Because there's women who don't require much out of a man but a penis. So it's like, hey, ladies, that's why they get upset. Because there are women who aren't consistent with the messaging and will accept dick from anyone. That'll get hard for her. It's true. And then you partner with these people, and then like on Family and Fiance. What is it called? Family or Fiance. I've watched a few episodes of that show. And that is another show where I was like, these people think because they exist, they should be in a relationship and get married. And they have nothing to set a foundation that even in the simplest, the most easiest concept of marriage, you have nothing to start with. You don't have nothing to start with. Y'all just together and say you should get married because what? What's the purpose? Why are you getting married again? Why do you think this person is suitable for partnership? Because he understands, or we both had issues. It's some weird shit. The man don't have no business getting married, and the woman don't have no business getting married. But y'all believe because you're breathing and your parts fit together that you should be in a partnership. And that's what I've noticed. And that's what happens. And that's why people, when they get rejected, they don't know how to act. Because they believe, I'm here, I exist, you should want me. And I think for a lot of people, I said men, women alike, girl, just because you're breathing doesn't mean you'll be in partnership with someone. And that's why I get sad when I see women trekking the tundra with their walking sticks and beads of sweat falling from their face, parched, lips dry, looking for a nigga their whole life. And it may have never been in the cards for you. Maybe your purpose was completely different than being someone's partner. And you, girl, driving through the tundra, put the 4-wheel drive on, girl. And this whole time you spent all these years looking for somebody to partner with you just because you exist. And that wasn't even the mission you've been sent down here to do. You've been sent down here to do something else. And you spent your whole fucking life looking for a goddamn man. And you found him, and then now your edges is gone. Now your edges is gone, girl. Now you got to find yourself, girl. How many times you going to find yourself before you realize this ain't even it for you? This wasn't the plan for you. And you just fall in line with the world that tells you this is what you want, and you don't even fucking want it. And you think something is wrong with you because everybody else want to be in partnership and you don't. But you keep trying. And you keep getting burned, and you keep trying, and you keep getting dragged, and you don't know, and I can't find myself in why I can't find a good man, because it probably wasn't in the cards. Just because you exist doesn't mean you should be in partnership. I hate to break it to you. I'm sorry. I think a lot of people, men and women alike, they spend so much time trying to find somebody to spend their whole life trying to find somebody to spend the rest of their life with. That sounds like a time waster to me. It really does. And you're trying to figure these people out, and you don't know you don't know nothing about these people and their concepts of love and marriage and all this other stuff, how they treat people. You don't know nothing about these people. You just want a partner. I can't wait to find my what? Girl. And that's what happens. That's why people get mad when they're rejected, because they feel because they exist, they need to be in partnership. Talib Kweli, suing media outlet Jezebel for $300,000 following a permanent Twitter ban, claims article published by site caused him deep depression and emotional distress. Talib Kweli in 2020 was mentioned in a tweet among other rappers who have a preference of women. Now we know, and I'm gonna say this again, I always need to put this disclaimer out here when we mention the quote unquote preference. The preferences, ladies, dark skinned women, brown skinned women, you know that the preference is someone close to white, racially ambiguous, quote unquote exotic. You know all of these things. The preferences do not get preferential treatment. I just want to make sure that we are clear on that. They don't get a different type of man, okay? They get the same man, all right? Now, this girl made a tweet talking about how these rappers have a particular preference in women. And a lot of these women, we know, is what we refer to as the preference. He got upset about it and proceeded to harass this girl over, I think, 6 months. And you know, as I mentioned earlier, when a man is mistreating a woman, his community of peers will rally behind him and support him in the mistreatment of a woman. They'll make excuses. They'll tweet her. They'll try to find her. They'll do everything to support another man mistreating a woman. Reportedly, the 46-year-old New York native filed a grievance against the news and cultural commentary website, referencing a profile article they wrote about him back in 2020. Talib Kweli reportedly filed a lawsuit with the New York Supreme Court against GO Media, its site Jezebel, and journalist Ashley Reese, who wrote the story. As a part of the suit, Kweli reportedly alleged the article caused negligent infliction of emotional distress and that he went into a depression, loss of appetite, sleeplessness, edgy, anxiety, and discomfort around certain women. I guess women who speak up and don't allow themselves to be harassed and exploited and talked about and talked shit on. None of that stuff. around certain women. What kind of women are those? Talib Kweli. And he filed this on his own. He didn't have a lawyer. He filed this lawsuit on his own. According to Jezebel, the 2-year-old expose titled Talib's Kweli Harassment Campaign shows how unprotected Black women are online and off, detailed the musician's social media interactions with and about a then 24-year-old student named Maya Moody. As previously reported, Kweli was permanently banned from Twitter after Moody claimed the artist used his platform to repeatedly harass her and threaten her, encouraging his followers to do the same. And they did. They did. He got online and he talked about her. He sent people to her page. He did. He waged an attack on her. And they wrote an article to say, this is how Black women are not protected. And all they do is affirm what you think about them every single day. All they do is affirm. You have feelings about them, read an article. You'll be like, oh, okay, I'm affirmed in my beliefs. Thank you. Talib Kweli's account has been permanently suspended after repeated violations of Twitter rules. Twitter's purpose is to serve the public conversation. Violence, harassment, and other similar types of behavior discourage people from expressing themselves and ultimately diminish the value of a global public conversation. He filed a lawsuit himself against these people. He's not going to win, because when they look at the evidence and see what you did, don't delete those videos you made about that woman. Don't delete the videos where you told your followers to go find her on Twitter and harass her. Don't delete those. And I'm sure that girl, she has documents of that. I'm sure she's documented all that. So come with it. We'll see how that works out for him. Pete Davidson has been receiving therapy for trauma following Kanye West's online harassment. Kanye West posted a New York Times, replica of the New York Times, and it said, Skeet Davidson dead at age 28. Out of order. Kanye is out of order, and we know that. We know that. And it's like crazy because you have mental health issues too. Like, girl, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I hope Pete gets better. We know that he has a lot of mental health issues. We know that him and Kim broke up. I guess he was trying to get serious, and she was like, girl, I was just DTF. I don't know what you're trying to do. I am not trying to get married to nobody, let alone somebody this as young as you. Absolutely not. You was for fun. You was for fun. You was for the big dick energy. Little BDP. Big Dick Pete. I hope he's better. I hope he gets better, because what Kanye's did or does to him is ridiculous. Serena Williams is thinking about leaving tennis soon. She announces, I never liked the word retirement. It doesn't feel like a modern word to me. I've been thinking of it as a transition. Maybe the best word to describe it is what I'm up to is evolution. Whatever you do, Serena, you'll be supported, girl. Yeah, Angela Yee says the Breakfast Club as you know it is officially over. So she's leaving, no telling where she's going. And that's it. Willow Smith says, it didn't rock me as much as my own internal demons while discussing Father Will Smith's infamously slapping Chris Rock at this year's Oscars. During a recent promo interview for her forthcoming album, Coping Mechanism, the 21-year-old entertainer showed unconditional love and support for her movie star father. Much like the rest of the Smith family, which also includes Jaden and Trey, as well as Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow Smith has been mostly quiet about the March incident. If you recall prior, Will Smith stunned viewers by slapping Chris Rock on stage. Speaking of the incident, the singer reportedly stated that it didn't rock me as much as my own internal demons. I see my whole family as being human, and I love and accept them for their humanness. Because of the position that we're in, our humanness sometimes isn't accepted, and we're expected to act in a way that isn't conducive to a healthy human life, and it isn't conducive to being honest. Full story on Jasmine Brand. She's telling the truth. First of all, I got my own shit going on to be worried about my dad having a human moment and slapping somebody on stage. Sorry, I don't have nothing to say about it. He's human. He had a moment. He had a misstep. He has consequences for his actions, and we're moving on. Maybe Chris Rock will learn his lesson. Maybe Will Smith will learn his lesson, and everybody learns. But I got shit going on too. And we are all human. We have human moments. But again, what the society that we live in doesn't allow for people to have those moments. And it also allows you not to tell the truth and to act like something is what it's not. It doesn't allow you to walk in truth, which is kind of messed up. Anyways, I gotta go, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. We got to get up out of here. Tell me what you think of the stories. Irv Gotti, Pete Davidson, Willow Smith. Oh, Beyonce's album, Renaissance. The Renaissance. It says Renaissance hits #1, but the singles, every single song charted. Every single song on her album hit a spot. I love it. Kim Kardashian demands Kanye take down that. Yeah, he needs to take it down. Doja Cat cut her eyebrows off. She looked cute to me. I already talked about that, huh? She looked cute to me. I didn't think nothing was wrong. I said she looked more like a black girl without her eyebrows. Please don't get in my comments with her 23andMe stats, okay? Thank you. When I tell you, y'all be like, no, he's not black. He's black. He's black. Yesterday, somebody, it was in the comments. Where was I? And they was talking about Irv Gotti. And they were like, he's black. He's not black. Is he black? He's black. He's black. He's black. He's black. He's black. It doesn't matter. He's a fucking pig. It doesn't matter. What does his race have anything to do with how he's treating Ashanti? Not a goddamn thing. These niggas is all the same. Trying to discover whether he's black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. That nigga is a dog, a perro, a puerco. However way you want to fucking call it, whatever fucking language. The nigga's a dog, a pig. I got pissed. Cause y'all really, it really, when you call somebody, you say Irv Gotti is black, and then he's like, he's not black, he's Dominican. He's not black, he's a white Latino. He's a spicy Latino. He's a spicy white. He's all this other stuff. What, girl? That when I tell you, that is like a flat earth conversation to me, because at this point in time in 2022, I know that there is the need to hold on. I don't know what it is, but the identity, it's like, you got to identify somebody, and then what? And then what? After you find out that Irv Gotti is Dominican and Puerto Rican and Haitian and Guatemalan and Mexican and African, then what? Nothing. Anyways, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.